Routine scientific surveys uncovering evidence of something far more extraordinary.
When the Germans got to Antarctica, what they found were massive cities.
Icy walls concealing advanced civilizations. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight.
Maybe it's aliens, dude. It is alien eggs.
The Antarctic ice could be hiding something we never knew existed.
In Antarctica, there is this ancient civilization or bases where they could find a lot of these advanced technologies.
Alien artifacts, or gateways to worlds we never imagined existed. A video uploaded online quickly went viral, and once you see it, you'll know why. It showed an airplane flying over Antarctica's massive ice wall, capturing stunning views most people never get to see. But there was something off. That ice wall. It didn't just look like a frozen barrier, it felt like it was hiding something. And then, right near the edge, viewers spotted something even stranger. Green patches, signs of vegetation in a place that should be nothing but snow. Some believe this isn't just ice, it's a sealed boundary, a hidden gate, a possible portal leading to lands untouched by our world, maybe even to civilizations we're not meant to find. And when the time is right, what's hidden behind that wall might finally reveal itself. Hidden City. A helicopter out for research purposes flew over the icy wilderness when, among the snow, they spotted something that didn't belong. They recorded an area where tall trees stood and the land looked completely inhabited. In such freezing conditions, it made no sense. Speculations quickly began. This wasn't a random patch of forest, but possibly the edge of an advanced hidden city. It was believed to be a secret place the size of New York, sealed away from the world. Rumors even tie it to powerful elites, like the Rothschild family. A city hidden in plain sight, carefully kept away from the public eye. Underground civilization.
Admiral Byrd heard there was an entrance to the center of the Earth through the South Pole, and he took planes into the South under the South Pole.
In 1946, a secret expedition was sent to Antarctica for military purposes. But what the team reported later was far beyond anything expected. According to them, pilots flew through a hidden opening near the South Pole and entered a strange, warm land. Their disc-shaped crafts appeared, guiding them toward a glowing crystal city beneath the Earth's surface.
Airplane is taken control of when he suddenly sees these flying disc-shaped objects around them that lead him to the ground.
Inside, they met a mysterious being who warned them about humanity's use of nuclear weapons. The beings claimed to live inside the Earth, quietly observing us. After returning, the team was silenced. Many believe they have discovered an alien city hidden beneath Antarctica, and now they are trying to keep it secret from the public, probably to avoid panic.
Byrd comes back after this experience. He is taken to a government compound where he is told that he is never to speak of this publicly.
Cloud Dome. A clip grabbed people's attention online as it showed an odd triangle-shaped pyramid-like craft resting on top of the mountains in the clouds of Antarctica. Before anyone could make sense of what it was, a strange light suddenly shot upward near it. Moments later, a glowing orb appeared in the same area. Some believed the structure could be an alien dome or a hidden portal, and the glowing orb might have been a UFO. If this was true, then the strange formation wasn't just sitting there. It could be the entry point to another world far beyond our own. Snow mystery. During a 2018 aerial survey over the Antarctic Peninsula, NASA's aircraft captured a sharp-angled, perfectly rectangular iceberg floating in the sea. It wasn't just smooth, it looked carved, with edges so straight they seemed man-made. The footage was later released and partially sped up, sparking massive attention online. Some called it a natural tabular iceberg, but others weren't convinced. Could it be the work of a forgotten expedition or a hidden project beneath the ice? Either way, ice isn't supposed to look like that. Ancient pyramid.
Recently, there have been a number of reports of pyramids, huge great pyramids in Antarctica.
Something strange was found under the thick ice of Antarctica. At first, people thought it was just another snow-covered hill, but when satellite images were checked, a huge pyramid shape came into view. It even looked bigger than the ones in Egypt. That made people wonder, was it built long ago when the land wasn't covered in ice? Old stories from island cultures talk about their people coming from a cold place far to the south. If true, this could be one of the oldest signs of life in Antarctica, hidden there all along, waiting to be found.
I think that the Antarctic continent and the secrets that still need to be recovered will tell us a lot about planet Earth.
Godzilla Hole.
Sits on top of the mountain. They see an ominous-looking black object in the ice.
While flying over the glacier near Mount St. Helens in 2012, researchers noticed an unusual thing in the ice. From above, it looked like a strange black spot surrounded by white snow, but as they got closer, it turned out to be a massive hole, about 60 feet wide. There were no signs of collapse or melting around it, making its presence even more confusing. Well, it might be a hidden lava vent, while others thought it could be an entrance to an unexplored cave system deep under the mountain. Locals started calling it the Godzilla Hole due to its size too, and to this day, its true origin remains unclear, adding yet another mystery to the volcanic mountain's history.
Researchers think it looks like what could be an entrance to a monster's lair, so they dub it the Godzilla Hole.
Snow saucer. Antarctica became the center of attention, again this time in 2014, as US scientists, while climbing down a mountain, discovered a huge saucer-shaped craft in the snow. It had even created a space in the snow, like something heavy had landed or crashed there. This wasn't an everyday sighting. As they reached down and examined it, they got the feeling that the shape and size of the craft matched the description of a UFO. Yes, you heard it right. A UFO in snow means it had possibly crashed there, and obviously no one got to know about it. It still stayed there. They quickly reported it to their base to take it from there and reveal more exciting facts about it. Underground vault.
How what is being done here is really helping to safeguard our future.
A satellite passing over the Arctic ice picked up a curious sight. Among the endless snow and rock, a structure stood out, partly buried, but clearly built by someone. What made it more unusual was the road leading directly to a tunnel, with no sign of where it ended. It didn't look like a research station or shelter. Perhaps it could be an underground vault, possibly built for survival if a global disaster ever hit.
This is the vault. This is what is built for humanity to survive.
With rising threats around the world, it seemed less like a theory and more like quiet preparation for a future no one wants but many expect.
Build a massive seed vault in case anything really, really bad happened to the planet.
Icy Illusion. A group of friends were walking across the frozen Utah lake when they came across a sight that instantly stopped them. Scattered in a circle were odd, jelly-like objects, almost egg-shaped, melting the ice beneath them. The area was covered in fog, making the scene even more unreal. It didn't look natural, like they didn't belong there. The slimy surface, the shape, and the way it sat in the ice made them think of one thing: alien eggs. For a moment, it felt like something from another world had arrived, but later, it turned out someone had used water softener pellets for ice fishing. A simple trick, but it surely stirred some wild thoughts. Rising Giant. In the icy waters of Antarctica, a group of visitors on a boat witnessed something that left them stunned. A massive creature slowly rose from beneath the surface. Only part of its back was visible, but it was enough to show just how enormous it truly was. Its size didn't match any known sea creature. For a moment, it reminded them of something straight out of fiction, something like Godzilla. Here's a wild fact: Godzilla was originally inspired by deep-sea creatures awakened by nuclear testing, and now seeing such a giant rise from these untouched waters made the group wonder, was this fiction turning into fact? Authorities later reviewed the footage, and ever since, the area has been quietly monitored. Snow tunnel. While exploring the icy stretches of Antarctica, a group of tourists came across a massive tunnel-like path cutting through the snow. It was wide, smooth, and curved with machine-like precision, nothing you'd expect in untouched terrain. Some speculated it could be a long-abandoned access route to a hidden military base built during the Cold War. Others guessed it was formed by a deep-traveling ice drilling machine left behind by a secret expedition. A few even believed it might have been carved by an underground craft, like a buried UFO trying to escape. They marked the spot on their GPS, unsure if anyone would even believe what they'd found. Icy ruins.
What they found were massive cities, and these buildings were not just on the surface, they went deep down underground.
In late 1938, a German ship quietly left for Antarctica. On board weren't just soldiers, but researchers, engineers, and people chasing legends. They scanned the icy land by air, searching for something old and hidden. Whispers say they found it. Underground structures, far beneath the snow. It didn't stop there. They began moving in, setting up a base inside those frozen ruins. Years later, the US sent its own massive team, too large for a simple expedition. Whatever was buried in Antarctica wasn't just ice and rock. It may have been a secret power, one that both sides wanted to control.
In Antarctica, there is this ancient civilization or bases where they could find a lot of these advanced technologies.
Mountain Gateway. Mountains are known for their beauty, but mountaineers came across something more than that in the Dzungarian Alatau range in Kazakhstan. They found a massive round rock perfectly carved into the side of the mountain like a door. Stunned, they believed it could be a hidden gateway, maybe even a portal to a parallel world or an opening behind the ice wall. It even felt like the magical door from the tale of Ali Baba, as if it only opens with the right spell or timing. Pyramid discovery. While scanning Antarctica on Google Maps, a geologist made a discovery that quickly went viral. Zooming in, he caught a strange V-shaped structure buried deep in the snow. It had sharp, angular edges, far too precise to be natural. Near the center, there appeared to be a dark hole, almost like an entrance. He shared the find online, and it instantly grabbed attention. Some said it could be the tip of a buried pyramid, hidden for thousands of years. Others believed it might be a crashed craft, possibly a UFO concealed by ice. It might mean aliens have been traveling here for a long time, and people are just about to uncover what they left behind. Frozen giant. No one expected to find something like this in an ice cave, as a group exploring deep inside Antarctica came across a massive creature completely covered in ice. As they looked closer, they caught sight of a large eye frozen beneath the surface. They quickly started recording. What they saw looked like an Antarctic mammoth, perfectly preserved. Since these animals went extinct long ago, this one could have remained frozen for thousands of years. The video spread quickly, catching global attention. Now, experts from around the world are preparing to study it. This discovery might change what we know about life in the ancient cold. Secret structures. A leaked military footage from 1946 has recently caught attention. It showed a team from Operation High Jump discovering massive pyramids deep in Antarctica. The footage, buried for decades, revealed something never shown to the public. These pyramids don't exist on any satellite map, raising questions. Why were they hidden? Rumors speculated that they weren't ordinary structures, but alien built, explaining why the military kept them secret. The shapes matched no known design from Earth. If true, this would mean an otherworldly presence in Antarctica far earlier than we thought. Maybe those beings had already made it their base long before we even arrived. Living depths.
So a new discovery in Antarctica. Researchers find new life under an ice shelf.
Beneath miles of ice, far from any sunlight or warmth, something unexpected was found. A team had drilled deep below an Antarctic shelf, hoping to collect old sediments. But instead of dust and rock, the camera bumped into something solid and alive. A dark rock was covered in tiny sponges and a layer of living bacteria. The real mystery? This spot was over 160 miles from open water, with no light, no warmth, and no no known food source. Experts think ocean currents might be carrying nutrients deep below, but still, how life survived there remains a mystery worth studying further.
It's thousands of feet down. It's probably 4,500 to 5,000 feet down, yet there was life.
Mystery hole. For years, Antarctica's ice sheet looked untouched until a giant hole appeared right in the middle of it, not near the shore, but deep inland. What's strange is this isn't the first time. It was first seen in the 1970s, then vanished, only to return again after 42 years. The hole could be a release point for heat trapped below, or maybe linked to geothermal activity beneath the ice. Others suggest it might be caused by testing or secret operations in the past. Its return after decades suggests that whatever triggered it may still be active deep below the ice. Hidden plants. While researching weather patterns in Antarctica, a group of experts spotted strange plants growing deep in the snow. Some were even half submerged in icy water. The area was far from any human presence, so their sudden appearance left the team confused. How could plant life grow in such extreme cold? The discovery raised big questions. Could there be warmth or energy beneath the ice, or an unknown life form, or even an entire hidden world exist below? For now, researchers continue to monitor the region, hoping to uncover what might be living just under the frozen surface. Earth portal. A clip was uploaded by some friends during their trip in the snowy wilderness. Well, it showed they stumbled upon a huge hole in the snow. As they put a camera inside to see where it leads, it showed a totally different landscape. There was land inside and even small grass growing too. Too shocking, right? It didn't feel like a place that belonged to snow, but like a totally different world. Maybe even a passage to Agartha, a legendary hidden world believed to exist inside the Earth. Some legends claim its entrance is at the poles or deep caves. So then, was this one of the ways to Agartha too? What's your take on this? Snow geoglyphs. In 2025, a scientist was exploring Antarctica through Google Maps when he noticed something that didn't look random. Strange geoglyph-like patterns appeared across the snow, and in one spot, a face-like formation was clearly visible. These weren't just shadows or wind marks. The lines and shapes seemed too organized, like they were designed. He found more of them scattered across different regions, some resembling Nazca lines, but placed in a location too remote for ancient human travel. That's when the questions began. Were these marking signs left behind by an advanced civilization, or messages buried under the ice waiting to be uncovered? For now, researchers are mapping the formations, hoping that with time, the patterns will reveal their meaning. Oval mystery.
The rings of the structure look like the walls of some sort of compound, like something that's been designed.
While scanning the icy wilderness of East Antarctica back in 2012, a satellite captured a strange oval shape sitting right in the middle of nowhere. It looked almost too perfect, like layers of rings forming a large circular pattern over the snow. At first, experts thought it might be caused by wind or melting ice, but the shape didn't match what nature usually creates. Some believe it could be the top of an ancient base or a man-made structure hidden under thick ice. With its location so remote, the truth might stay buried for a long time, until someone finally decides to dig deeper.
My first clue would be those dark splotches. I would say the dark patches are surface melt.
Disk base. While scanning a quiet region of Antarctica, satellite images revealed two unusual objects. One looked like a structured base, around 50 by 30 meters. Nearby, just 6 kilometers away, was a large circular disc buried in snow, nearly 30 meters wide. It didn't match any known design or vehicle. That got people thinking. Was it part of a secret operation or a crash site now under study? Experts are actively analyzing the data and images. Until they reveal what's really going on out there, all we can do is watch closely and wait. Buried force.
To me, it looks like something landed there extremely quickly and skidded to a halt. Maybe something had crashed here.
Something massive had torn through the frozen silence of Antarctica. From above, it looked like a crash trail, long, deep, and too perfect to be natural. Some friends hiking near the coast spotted it first. The path cut straight through the snow as if a giant object had hit the surface and dragged itself to a stop. Many believed it could be the remains of a long-lost aircraft. Strangely, it was close to the area where a historic crash once happened.
So when you think about something crashing in that part of the world. You think about the worst air disaster in New Zealand history.
But when scientists reached the spot, they realized the truth. It wasn't a crash at all. It was a 7-mile wide ice formation, slowly pushed out from beneath Mount Erebus.
10% of the ice is above the surface and the other 90% is below the surface.
Rising terror. In Antarctica, some tourists were out exploring by boat, enjoying the quiet icy waters. But suddenly, something massive began rising from the surface. Not an iceberg, not a wave, but something alive. It moved with purpose, as if reacting to their presence. For a second, it felt like they had entered a restricted area and disturbed whatever lived there. Some believed it could be an ocean monster, something ancient hiding beneath the ice. Others said it wasn't just a creature, but another world living below, and this was its warning. To protect their space, it surfaced. By seeing this, they got scared and quickly sped away their boat, trying to get out of there as soon as possible. Unknown fall. A mountaineer in Antarctica had no idea his usual hiking would turn into a mystery. As he walked alone through the snow, he spotted a huge hole in the ground. Not knowing what it could be, he slowly went closer and found it was a deep pit. More shockingly, there was something metallic inside it, as if it had fallen and created the hole. The object was too big to be any known craft. A metallic thing instantly made him think of a UFO, because if any military helicopter or craft could have fallen, it would have been rescued by now. It means it could be a UFO crashed there. And what if aliens were still inside it? He should leave before being part of any alien abduction story. Orange hover. In the icy stretch of Antarctica, a group of visitors was left speechless when they saw a massive glowing orange ball hovering above the mountains. At first, it looked like the sun, but that idea vanished when they noticed the actual sunset happening far across the ocean in the opposite direction. The glowing sphere stayed still, bright and silent. Some thought it could be a hidden aircraft or a UFO disguised as the sun to avoid attention. Others assumed it was a rare atmospheric reflection, maybe caused by ice crystals bending light. Well, what's your take on this? Buried dome. From a distance, it just looked like ice and rock, but recent satellite images told a different story. Deep in Antarctica, strange shapes began to appear as the snow started to melt. One of them stood out, a huge dome-like formation, perfectly shaped, with signs of walls and surrounding patterns. It didn't look natural at all. This could be the top of a buried structure, maybe even part of an ancient city, hidden for millions of years. If true, it means we're only just beginning to uncover what lies beneath that frozen land, and who once lived there. Circle entrance. Just when you thought strange sightings were over, here comes another one. Scientists recently shared satellite images from Antarctica that showed a perfectly round circle pressed into the snow. It wasn't caused by weather or shifting ice, it looked planned. The shape was too exact to be natural. Soon, it became talk of the town. According to experts, it could be a hidden entrance, possibly linked to extraterrestrial activity, but others had different thoughts. They pointed out that the area was marked restricted and might be under military control. There's something down there the world isn't meant to see, or maybe it's already being used for something far bigger than we know. Icy pyramids. In October 2014, a team of European researchers visited Antarctica when they accidentally came across massive snow-covered structures shaped exactly like the pyramids of Egypt. Their sharp edges and perfect form didn't seem natural at all. The team recorded the discovery and uploaded it online, where it quickly went viral. Viewers were stunned, and many started connecting the dots. Some believed these pyramids weren't built by nature, but by something far more advanced. With past alien sightings already linked to the region, many assumed the pyramids could be hiding extraterrestrial crafts beneath, waiting silently beneath the ice for who knows how long. Secret cave. A geologist was exploring Antarctica on Google Maps when he noticed something that made him look twice. At the top of a mountain, there appeared to be a cave-like opening, something that wasn't marked or mentioned anywhere. That alone felt strange. The area looked untouched, yet this dark entrance stood out in the icy white. He began to wonder, could it have been used during wartime as a secret hideout? Or maybe, just maybe, it was something more. A hidden alien base would fit perfectly here, isolated, cold, and far from human eyes. A place made to keep their presence a secret. Red Glacier.
The fact that it's so salty tells you it's not glacier melt, right? It has to be coming from somewhere else.
In the middle of Antarctica's frozen silence, a red stream flowed from deep inside a glacier. It stood out like paint spilled on white paper. The water wasn't warm, yet it moved slowly from the ice. Thick, dark, and strange. At first glance, many thought it could be a sign of life far beyond Earth. Some even called it a sign of contact. Later, research showed that iron-rich compounds deep below had caused the color. But what made it more surprising was the discovery of bacteria that had survived over 1 million years, sealed away in darkness. That alone changes how we look for life beyond our planet.
The next thing to do would be to collect some samples and take this back to the lab and see if there's any microbes in here.
Oily depths. Beneath the endless snow of Antarctica, a group of researchers was out for routine study until their tools struck something unexpected. As they dug, a thick black liquid began rising up. It wasn't water, it was oil. In the middle of an icy desert, that didn't make sense, but it was real, and it reminded some of a long-standing theory that an advanced alien civilization once operated here using secret reservoirs buried deep under the ice. The team quickly took samples for testing. Whatever this substance is, it may help explain why this frozen land has stayed guarded for so long. Silent trace. In Antarctica, a strange shape appeared on satellite images, long, dark, and too defined to be natural. At first glance, it looked like a deep crack in the snow, but older images showed something even more bizarre. 4 massive shapes, parked in perfect alignment, all pointed toward that same spot. No tracks, no explanation. The snow around them was oddly patterned, almost like a cover-up. Some think it wasn't just a crack, but the mark of an extraterrestrial craft that had crashed and was later retrieved. If this really was an extraterrestrial craft, then what we're seeing now might just be the remains of a silent cover-up. A mission done, the site cleared, and all signs buried beneath fresh snow, just like it never happened. Alien Relic.
Finding a massive meteorite in the Antarctic.
It weighs nearly 17 pounds and could hold secrets about the beginning of our solar system.
Deep inside the icy land of Antarctica, something unexpected was resting quietly on a patch of blue ice. At first glance, it looked like just another rock, but it wasn't. It was heavy, nearly 17 pounds, and darker than the surrounding snow. It didn't belong to this world. The shape, the texture, everything about it felt out of place. Experts later confirmed it was a meteorite, possibly carrying clues from the early days of our solar system. If this rock traveled billions of years to reach us, imagine what secrets might still be frozen beneath the Antarctic surface. This one was just the beginning.
Just as we were about to turn around, we found this big 17-pounder just sitting by itself in the middle of the blue ice field.
Ancient revival. A piece of frozen ground from Siberia was found to be over 46,000 years old. When it was slowly warmed up, small worms inside suddenly came to life. But these weren't ordinary worms, they looked different. Some experts believe they weren't from Earth at all. Their survival for thousands of years in ice hinted at something more. It raised a serious question. Had alien life already reached Earth long ago? And if these worms came from another world, maybe they were never gone. Ice door. In the frozen snow of Antarctica's Queen Maud Land, a dark opening appeared on satellite view, carved deep into the side of an icy slope. It didn't look natural, more like a door, wide, tall, and perfectly shaped. People online quickly noticed it. Some thought it was a hidden base. Others guessed it was Bigfoot's den. But when experts reviewed the image, the theories changed. It could be part of an old aircraft, buried for years and now surfacing as the ice thins. And if that's true, it means the ice didn't just hide history, it's slowly letting it back out. Bright dome. It started like any normal day, just a quiet view of the icy Nomair station in Antarctica. But then, something unusual happened. In a time-lapse clip, several snowcats were seen leaving the station all at once, almost like an evacuation. Moments later, the entire station was covered in a massive dome of bright light. Not a flicker or a flare, but a full, blinding glow that washed out the cameras. This wasn't something seen before. Some thought it could be a natural burst, or maybe an energy field activating beneath the ice. Until more is revealed, this moment remains locked in mystery, still being studied frame by frame. Frozen egg. A video recently went viral for a reason that's hard to ignore. Deep inside a cave in Antarctica, a massive egg-like object was seen lying still, far too big to belong to any known creature. The icy region holds no wildlife capable of laying something that size. Some guessed it could be a remnant from the dinosaur age, but looking closer, it didn't even seem organic. Its smooth surface and perfect shape led to another thought. It could be a UFO, resting or hidden beneath the ice. That cave hasn't been touched since. For now, it stays sealed until the truth inside finally comes to light. Open discussion. A military helicopter was flying over the ice wall of Antarctica when the crew spotted something that shook them. Behind the towering wall of ice, the camera recorded a group of white dome-shaped structures. They weren't ice formations, these looked like buildings. Even more surprising, there was vegetation scattered around them, and farther back, what appeared to be almost like houses. In a land known for extreme cold and lifeless conditions, this site didn't add up. Some experts now wonder if it's a secret research facility hidden from the world, or perhaps evidence of a civilization unknown to us, either ancient or not from this Earth. Others believe it could be a dimensional overlap where another world briefly becomes visible to ours. Since then, analysts have been quietly studying the footage, waiting for the right moment to share what they've learned.